Good afternoon, boys and girls. Or is it morning where you are, or night, or whatever. Welcome to a new video. This time I'm just going to show you the dungeons you can unlock only during a New Game Plus playthrough. And here I am at the entrance of the first one, during the Xenobushes North, which follows up right after the Exum ruins. In the normal playthrough the way is blocked with a stone wall. During the New Game Plus you can actually enter the place. Now what you should be aware about is that the Lost Ark is already one of the hardest of these dungeons, and that is actually due to it being unlockable so early in the game, so that you cannot have worked out your stats properly or have all the spells worked out. It might therefore be possible that I have to take several takes on this, and perhaps even having to cut it off and come back with a later part. Well, as you can see, there is the Traveler's Emblem, but you cannot reach it. You need to break this wall to get on the other side, and Cindy will have to use her whip. So one way or another, if you want the Traveler's Emblem, you will always have to come back once those two have joined the party. And then completing the Dragon Ruins is the first moment you can then get back here. Of course, I am now between the moments of completing the Exum Ruins. And arriving in Dyrt for the Queen of the Lost Realm mission. Oh, she survived that. No. She has too little AP for that. No, I'm not going to allow that. Those aqua goblins have a weakness to thunder. I guess that's, I have seen it's pretty obvious, but still. They are also your biggest problem in this place. No, I'm not going to allow a cleave. This is a cheap method to get some extra skill points. As you can see, Eric has already his spells despite not having met the dragons at this point. That is because this is the new game plus in which I already unlocked all magic groups for both Eric as Cindy. Of course, that is only the case in the new game plus. You can still go for the scenario in which both the characters can normally get their skills. As a matter of fact, for Eric you even have to. But it won't do anything for those two skills. Now, like I already noticed in the videos of the actual main game, is that in the new game plus experience goes faster, and that except for the hard mode, Traveler's Emblems give you more increase in level cap. In the casual mode, in which the game is currently being played, and the Traveler's Emblems will now do an increase of 5 levels increase instead of 4. The easy mode is 7 levels instead of 5. Oh my goodness, that's a very nice move. It will be dead at this point. I was already expecting something like that for Eric. Hey, this is a nice way to get some water points for Livonia. She needs them. Out of. It doesn't really matter. The levels were reset to what they originally would be at the start of the game, with this difference that the magic groups I would not have in the normal playthrough will now all start at level 1 as soon as a character enters the game. But I guess that was only an obvious thing to happen. I'm afraid there's no getting away out of it. The strange wooden floor in the cave position location was actually a kind of experiment. I tried to make this place look like it is an artificially created space and not a cave that is a natural one. And somehow, I guess, the combination worked out. Yeah, I was confused about a few things. Not quite sure what I set as the... Yeah, the poison resistance is definitely higher. If not completely immune. There was of course a reason why I made these goblins a bit too strong. After all, this is a bonus dungeon. So that is how I made my approach on that to be. You should remember, cold and water are two different elements as far as this game is concerned. No grief, no grief, no grief. There's a reason why I make Evaponia defend all the time. For I know that when I make her do a normal attack, she will always use the spell Splash, which should of course never be used on an Aqua Goblin. Good, no problem. Right now. Yeah, this is merely a shortcut. So if you get in the party, you can just go down there immediately. Since I don't have at this point, I will just have to go the long way around. Level 5 already for Iravonia. This is terrible. Go away. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do against that one. I guess this is just meaning I will have to start this place over. Now this say I had a bit of bad luck on a few attacks. Well, let's not worry too much. Always look on the bright side of life, like the achievement says. I mean, I did make a lot of experience points this way. And I already said it at the beginning that this was likely to happen. And yes, that the experience goes faster is most of all notable in this level. I mean, at the lower levels, you will notice the difference between two levels a lot more than when you are already at the high levels. definitely gonna try to pick Eric up. I think Rebecca will manage fine on her own. Yeah, you see? Well, we know the drill. This is just one long corridor. Oh my goodness. I hope I can stop this. Nope. I'm afraid it's all over. Two Aqua Ghosts is mostly a game over, but unfortunately I have no access to Marianne yet, so no Smoke Bomb. Of course, Eric can learn Void, and I'm afraid I will need a bit more Darkness levels for that one. Level 3 with the Black Dragon, yeah, that's way too low. Let's say this, if it goes wrong once again, then I will break this part off. back later unless I really see possibilities to get through it this time. I mean, my levels do go up, you know, and pretty quickly too. But I guess I was a bit lucky with Eric and Iravonia going level up at precisely the right time. Now there's a reason why I use Poison Cloud with Eric. And why I am therefore not going for any other element, even though that could kill the goblin instantly. The normal goblins are totally harmless to me. This way I can score a few red dragon points. That's important too, you know. The green dragon can get me vitalized after all. Kyoto no Tsunami. Surprisingly, I was expecting good grass. That didn't happen somehow. Oh well. Level 7 for Iravonia already. Of course, the level cap is 20. Well, at that level I should be able to get pretty easily through this, so... is not as dangerous as Cleave. Yodo no Tsunami is based on your maximum HP. Cleave is just a regular counter attack. Yeah, nothing I can do about it yet. Iravonia is from level 4. That's... Well, it may look like the encounter gauge doesn't go down with each combat. That's not the case. However, the number of combats that is put in this happens to be significantly higher. As you may have heard, the combat music is now chosen at random. The script for that is a bit different than in the later games though. Oh no, you're not going to attack Eravonia. Don't you just love ambushes? Well, Harvey, killed in one go. Oh, let's just build this up slowly. It never hurts to train a little. And Goblin will die eventually. Out of AP. But it doesn't matter anymore anyway. Yeah, this place makes a nice training spot, huh? Once you can unlock it. Black Dragon level 5. Let's hope it will go better this time. I mean, I can't be that unlucky. Well, at least I got that one unlocked. Another nice one. Oh, level 13 for Rebecca. This is gonna be bad luck. At least it's not Friday. So now Jason. But there is a boss enemy. Nah, I don't think that is gonna work, but hey, I need some points. Well, at least that's good to know. And then he does it again! You damn fucker! After all, I'm running out of healing items. How much bad luck can one have? Well, this can make the fight interesting. Very important now, I should not make Iravonia perform a normal attack. When I do, she will immediately cast Tsunami. Not a move I want in this particular fight. Well, if it goes wrong now, then at least I don't have to fight the boss anymore, but if I remember correctly, it shouldn't be far now. A blue safe spot. Of course, the downside is now that should I die on my way to Dublin, that I will pop up here again. Of course, I deem that not very likely to happen. Of course, when I die in these caves now, I will pop up at that spot. My bunny is over the ocean, of course, a reference to the famous song. And it is the achievement for beating the yeah, well, I can at least learn it. Don't do much against the zombie, but hey. Better now than against a powerful water enemy. At least it does something. Once again, a little shortcut here, but useless as Cindy is not yet in the party. Yes, I know I'm evil. absolutely terrible. Okay, count myself lucky that I didn't have this one 3 balls. Woo-wee, 1 hour on the way already for one dungeon. Of course, this is a bonus dungeon. It was supposed to take time. guarding. And this is the end spot for the Lost Ark. Let's first open those chests for some very nice treasures. And when I speak to this woman, this side quest will end. You should have heard of me, or at least of my autobiography, Monsters in the Mist. You may already have guessed this. This lady has been named after Diane Fossey, and the title of her book, Monsters in the Mist, is of course a reference to gorillas in the mist. Yeah, the New Game Plus dungeons will all open the Hall of Heroes. And there you can find the representatives of the Halls of Heroes, of which Diane is one. Seeking this Hall of Heroes out, which can only be done once you reach the world map at the end of chapter 1. And there you can find, if you talk to Diane, you can get the entire bestiary of all enemies you've defeated so far. And of course the other representatives are found in the other chapters. For completing this place, I will be set at the exit, and of course the achievement Raiders of the Lost Ark, referring to Indiana Jones of course, is the achievement for completing this place. Well, let's get to the bonus dungeon that you can unlock in the next chapter, shall we? Well, the next bonus dungeon, which you can only play during the New Game Plus, is the Hall of Music. In order to get there, you must first go to the city of Xenor. Now, the achievement, your new name is Mid-Boss, is because I just defeated Sheklock for the first time, which you can actually go there earlier in the game as soon as you can get into the Xenor during the New Game Plus. You can get into this dungeon. You will need to have Sydney in the lead, or Silagandra. Then you will have to make her speak to the dog. Oh, Chicky, man, am I full of regret for being a dog looking at you. Well, since you are so pretty, I'll let you into a secret that only we dogs know about. I think so. Close to the shore southwest of here, you can find a large building. It's well hidden. You'll need to search a little. A lot of strange music comes out there all the time. Not to mention the straight lights coming from there. I've always wondered what's down there, but my owner never comes anywhere near the place when he takes me out for a walk. And that way, the place is unlocked. Well, let's go there then, shall we? The Hall of Music. Yes, entirely inspired by the 1970s. Disco floors, the little ball effect, it's all here. Took me around to get that little ball effect right. The disco floor was actually the easy part. And of course the music that belongs with that. According to a friend of mine, there are many people who would miss the hint that there is a secret passage in this room. Golden earring queen. Yeah, how would these girls get their names, huh? Oh, what a wonderful little joke I put in there. Not to worry too much. She doesn't yet have vitalize. The Queen is going for a breakthrough. Ow. If I could only reach you, if I could make you smile, if I could only reach you, that would really be a breakthrough. Oh, that level cap is 100 already. Ambushed, yet I'm still the first who may start. Oh, my money stolen! The winner takes it all, huh? And the name of this Egyptian fella is Allah. There's a fella, let's see if they were nice. Ah, he's not. Pity. I could have used that spell earlier, young lady. Perhaps you already see a kind of pattern in the way I name the enemies and how their special moves work. And my stolen money has been recovered. That's also a good thing. Those very underestimated status changes out there. As you will already have guessed it, all the enemies here are named after famous bands from the 1970s and 1980s. And their moves are named after hit songs by these bands. This one was called ABBA, we already saw a Queen, and Breakthrough is a song by Queen. And of course, Golden Earring. Yeah, there is a little slowdown in this particular one. There are too many fields required to get that little effect. And that was what caused the slowdown. Only one of these archways would, by the way, contain okay, these are enemies based on what you could meet later. I'm afraid I'm in trouble now. That's one of them away. This is only getting bad. Who wants to live forever? Well, let's not even try to find out what that move is gonna do. Now, it should not have been possible to engage in a random encounter during whip throw move. Why it happened this time, I really don't know. Those safe spots, but first you will have to get past the boss, the king. Well, luckily Eric could also do a vitalize. Ooh, are you lonesome tonight? I really don't want him to go for that one. But I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to stop it. Remember, these New Game Plus dungeons are meant to be fucking hard. So there is no shame in waiting with these until you are really, really strong. When that happens, Sinagambra has too little AP to actually do something about this. By that love me tender move. that it heals you up. I mean, you remember Are You Lonesome Tonight, right? Which singles out only one and the rest will die. Definitely better this way than to have that Are You Lonesome Tonight coming through. You could see that Rebecca was the target, right? That would mean that she would be the one who was singled out to be the only one to survive. And I could only have dang, too late. If I had Cindy removed in time, then that Are You Lonesome Tonight wouldn't have worked at all. Well, hopefully he will use a Love Me Tender. Hey, thank you! But you cannot always count on that to happen. But as I was saying about Are You Lonesome Tonight, the one he is planning to target will be the one singled out to be the only one to remain alive. Knowing that means, of course, that if you have the chance to remove that person from the front, that you can prevent the move, but you have to think the other way around. Normally, the one being the target is the one being hit. At that particular move, that is the only one who will not be hit and thus be lonesome tonight. That was the idea. And it was also easier to script that way. But details. I'm too honest. should have known. I could check this. I I think I was the first one to have a turn and she couldn't be replaced in time. Am I stupid or what? Well, of course, that Phoenix won't be in time, but Randall wouldn't have been hit anyway. And here this attempt ends. Perhaps I might do another attempt later. Well, after one failed attempt, many levels up. In the meantime, I also have Marcella in the group. Let's try it again against our good friend, the King. Oh, 6k, not bad at all. Of course, Argella does have the cancel effect in her own attacks, and we already know how all enemies here in the Hall of Music respond to that. Are you lunch some tonight? Well, by removing Sydney, that will be cancelled without an ultimate soul breaker. Well, I could snatch a banana from it. Always an handy thing to have. Love me tender, love me true. Ah, yes, well, I guess I was a little bit over leveled. Well, let's use the save spot. Well, you already saw the achievement coming up. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. That is, of course, the achievement for beating the king. this. Yeah, all that AP robbery. Come on. At least this way I can be sure that they will be killed in a few turns. Well, here we have our second representative from the Hall of Heroes. Jeffrey Handel. Of course, he has been named after George Friedrich Handel, the famous, I think, Austrian composer who actually moved to England. His most famous piece being the Messiahs, most of all famous due to the Hallelujah chorus. Hallelujah, Hallelujah. That one. And that's it for the Hall of Music. Next. The third episode. New Game Plus dungeon can be unlocked in the city of Gaggleton, but only after Angela has joined the party. And then this fairy will be here. He will only be here after Angela joined the party and of course during a New Game Plus. Yeah, Eternal Sonata is the achievement for completing the Hall of Music. Hello, my name is Gulliver. I'm a traveler. Yeah, that is a homage to Gulliver's Travels. Okay. I came to this village hoping to find some shelter for the night. And I found this town entirely deserted. It wasn't that way the last time I was here. Do you know what's going on here? What? A group called the Order of Onyx used evil magic to empty this town, you say? That is really serious. I shall have to warn the Fairy Elder as soon as I can. And I don't think she'll be pleased though. Thanks for telling me about the situation here. To return the favor, I shall warn you about a cave I found directly south of here. It's a den of thieves, and some serious kinds of thieves at that. If you ever come here again, avoid that place. So the Thief's Den is the New Game Plus side quest of the 3rd chapter. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Now the Thief's Den was in the original version of the game a place where I did add some special puzzles. However, that was since the original version was using Teddy Bear. This stuff did totally not work out at all in Cthulhu. So I had to remove it all, which deeply displeases me. The way the carpets look was actually a kind of experiment. This was the first Cthulhu map in which I used the stretching effect. And of course I had to test if that fully worked the way I wanted it to work. Well, as you can see, it does. So I did, I have to work things out a bit differently. Oh, they stole some fudge from me. How pathetic they could be to just steal some candy. Of course, in this video I've already been in Sugarland, a place that you can only visit when you have new achievements. But let's discuss the New Game Plus dungeons first, shall we? Of course, these thieves can run away. That is important to note, because if they steal stuff from you, it will be lost if they actually manage to run away. So you really want to be as quick as possible about killing the thieves here in order to recover your stolen stuff. Well, as a result, this place has just become a regular walk-through dungeon. I really hated that, but there was nothing I could do to get the original puzzles working here. Yet, it may still be a challenge to get through this. here, yeah, not the own battle, but in the actual field, called Evil, if I'm not mistaken, but it was at least one track that was created specifically for this game by Witsi, and it was originally intended, of course, for Rondemo. You also hear it when he introduces himself at the end of the Dragon Cave. The reason for using it here as a dungeon tune is of course due to the nature of this dungeon being a thief's den, as the tune does have a kind of a sneaky mode. And of course, a boss. The boss is called Jesse, which is actually inspired by the famous Desperado Jesse James. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to stop that break step. Unless I'm really lucky. No. But I guess it didn't do anything. Well, that's cool. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. Bacteria sword. Oh. That's nice, I guess. Jesse. And of course, if you played the fairy tale, you may have seen that the first master in that game that you will meet just outside the hut of Jade is also called Ruby. Also featured the same sprite. Let's say consider it a bit of subcanon to say that Ruby in the fairy tale and this Ruby is the same girl. Of course, I know there is a time gap of 200 years between the fairy tale and this game, but remember, Ruby is an elf, so she can survive 200 years. Of course, she is a representative of the Hall of Heroes. And that's all for the Thief's Den. Next. And for the fourth and last New Game Plus only side quest, you will have to go to Felixium during the New Game Plus, and you can only do that during the final. And not doing the final chapter, but after you have completed the split section. And there you will see me, Jeroen Brox. If you speak to me, I will invite you to Digitopia. If you wonder about all those levels that I'm gaining, that is just the result of just beating the Uber Mummy. The game has not yet, let's have a save game here, all the level ups that come with that. I'm not going to wait for the meter. They will just gradually go up anyway over time. And then Digitopia is here on the world map, only on Cat Island. Well, in this dungeon, my digital counterpart will tell you something about the game, how the game is created. And of course, this is a computer game, so everything looks like chips and motherboards and that kind of thing. Basically, every floor has a transporter that will give access to the next floor. Yeah, these ghosts are of course pretty obvious how they were created. It's just a matter of finding the right element. The amber ones are weak to wheat. Now I am of course close to the higher levels of the game, and that will really work in my advantage here. Or at least it should, because of course when they come up with Corona then you can still have a kind of a problem. I guess I can just abuse the fact that not yet all levels of a chain of level ups have been You can already see me standing there. That will mean that my digital counterpart will tell you something about the game's creation. I see Rebecca already reached the end. Cindy is closing in. Yeah, originally the game was created in a bubble of which Nala was the more specific engine for games. I no longer use Nala, and as we speak the game might even be converted to my current interpreter, which is much better on many fronts. So what you see now may not be what the game currently still is or will look like in the future. Yeah, this was meant to be a bit more puzzling out. Not quite sure how much experience points that Angela is still getting are actually still worth, but hey, who cares? And that ends all the leveling up we had so far, except of course for the skill levels. The game uses a file system called JCR6, and that system is still in use. All my games have been reliant on the JCR system for, well, basically as long as I can remember. I revised JCR until we are at 6 now, and it does seem like it that JCR 7 is not going to happen. Yes, the save games are JCR files too. If you know how JCR works, then you can just entirely disassemble those. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on. Take a note of this pole. That should be around here somewhere. Now, what is the right time to get in this place when it comes to levels and such? Well, the regular enemies are not too hard. They can occasionally come with pretty harsh moves. It's just that the boss fight can really get the better of you if you are not properly prepared. And here my digital counterpart does also of course explain about the Katura system. Well, I already said a lot about that in the rest of my commentary. If you really want to read it, then freeze the video now, as I will continue in 2 seconds. Yeah, this is a nice one, eh? Took me a lot of thinking to get this puzzle to work. Now the solution is not that hard, but to getting it to work in the game, that was a different story. Yeah, my scenario system, in order to write the scenario in 2 languages at once. As you know, the current version of the game supports both the English and the language. And here we have come to the room of the boss. There's 2 of them. And that is the CGA brothers. The most common color settings in CGA are either white, magenta and cyan, or red, yellow and green. Their power and weakness is based on the colors that you can find in there. Pick a bad time. This is just a matter of bad luck. Well, let's try that again, shall we? Well, another attempt then, I guess, huh? I did do a few more bosses. The main game I am actually only in need of getting rid of the final boss. Let's see if this 0 Kelvin will work out a bit. It does. Well. That's one problem less then. And yes, I knew this was gonna happen and I already my levels were exactly up to par. Let's see. Yes, I made that switch to Argella also to make sure at least one party member would stay alive. The engine was after all supposed to be creative. And that takes care of that, at last. Yes, they don't have that much HP, but enough to give you a few headaches, as you have may seen. And of course, I have now the Traveler's Emblem. And yes, I still had a few things, a few levels waiting for me. Yes, the database system I just used WPF in order to create a few quick tools to keep my database in order. It doesn't have to be much, a database like this. You shouldn't go for complicated stuff as SQL or anything. Just a simple database in order to have enemies, items and those kind of things in order. And indeed, you may have seen that Kirana always uses Demon Soulbreaker during her first encounter whenever any of your characters in the front array Bro was at full HP. I already mentioned that in my commentary. It is possible to have enemies run on a very specific script in how they attack you. Most of my databases are based on the program that I call my data, and in which you should take my literally as it was my data, not somebody else's. Only the enemies are always very specific in the kind of data they need. Quite often also more complicated, so mostly I end up writing a new tool for every game when it comes to the data of the enemies. Quakey, quakey. Oversoul. Who's going Oversoul? Ah, that one. I guess that's a nice level number. CCC XXX. Oh well. There was a little joke in here. Yes, I did this on purpose. You can also go there manually. It only takes you longer and you will get some enemies on the road. So what a nice guy I am to share the secret with you. Yeah, here I'm explaining the tool My Data. I mentioned it before in my commentary. That tool also has had a few overhauls over time. But, well, yeah, sometimes you need to replace your stuff, huh? However, my data has always been pretty true to its original setup. Meaning that most of my data files are backwards compatible. Be glad that I didn't give myself a portrait. You wouldn't want to see my portrait with everything I explain here. Well, of course, some backgrounds on the story. And indeed, the fairy tale, the first in the Fantasy saga, had Jake the human, Marilona the fairy, Dendo the dwarf, Hunter Stilo the elf, and now we had Eric the human, Iravonia the fairy, Brendo the dwarf, and Silagandra the elf. Well, I've basically already explained a lot on how the story came to be in the other videos by now, so no need to go into the deep of that. Yeah, the underground Dracoid city from Lands of Lore. The only thing about the game that I liked is the Guardians of Destiny downright sucks. It's a terrible game, totally not worthy of its predecessor, The Throne of Chaos. But it did indeed help me in Inspire Dyrt. However, some technical difficulties and some storyline setups eventually made me move Dyrt from underground to underwater. Now, you may of course have guessed that Dyrt was originally just a deliberate misspelled version of the word dirt, being underground. That makes sense, I guess. However, when I moved it underwater, the original name remained. It is, by the way, an abbreviation, Dyrt, Doda Irat Tankri, which means die and rot, scum, in the Fantasarian language. Well, I think you already found out that this place just spells the word Dyrt. You have to remember, this spell is not named after a virus that politicians abused to conquer the world. As this game was created in the original setup many years before the entire hoax was set up. So the name of that virus is, as far as I'm concerned, merely a coincidence. Of course, some people will say coincidences do not exist. Well, then you will have to prove that I was involved in that entire hoax. Of course, only idiots believe that coincidence doesn't exist. Otherwise, they cannot justify some bullshit they believe in. I will state it pretty bluntly here. Now yes, now I see. You gotta forgive me. It's been a long time since I played this game last. Now I am making some preparations to move this game from C# to C++. This in order to be completely free from monogame. As I don't agree with their way of NuGet installing. It never worked. At least, not for me. And there are some more differences between the current version of monogame and the one used in this game, which would actually lead to code rot over time, and I simply didn't want that to happen. Of course, code rot is something that you always easily suffer from, but code rot is a phenomenon that you should always keep in your mind when you are creating games like these. As it can really give you nightmares sometimes. Of course, the current engine still uses SDL. At least that is a very commonly used. Well, damn, fuck you. But as SDL2 is pretty commonly used, and I don't see too much deprecated behavior, I'm also not really dependent on installing tools that do not work properly, as most of the crap should be done manually. And with the C++ undercode that I may eventually, if new game engines arrive that may be better, decide to move to that more easily. My current framework does have some room on that department to make such things more easily. And I am not dependent on the callback setup that on a game works with, which forced me to create the Saskia language in order to do event sequencing, which was kind of a nightmare. Now I used a kind of similar language for Star Story 2. There it was only to increase compilation times, as Neil has always been suffering from that, which was the core reason why I abandoned the Apollo game engine and moved to my current Cindy's Creative Interpreter, which uses pre-compiled scripting, which saves a lot of long loading times. The only reason why I created Star Story 2 in Apollo was because it was a project that was a big middle finger to things in the news at the time. So it had to be quick. We have a Dutch saying, je moet het ijzer smeden als het heet is, which literally means you must forge the iron when it's hot. I think that you already understand the metaphor behind it. Well, this is the congratulations, you made it. As soon as you step in this transporter, then you will get the representative of the Hall of Heroes. And that is, of course, where I'm going next. These chairs now bar the road to this transporter to the outside in order to force the player to speak with the representative. If you come to the very ludicrous idea to visit this place again, then this guy will be gone and then you can just exit by that transporter. The diamond-shaped carpet and the square-shaped carpet are actually just the same sprite. This one has been stretched and this one has just been rotated. Katura supports it all. Now the name of this Felix Gog is of course not to the famous Dutch painter Vincent van Gogh. Why not Rembrandt? Because there's already an elf of the first generation with that name. So that was just a lore-based choice. Let's get digital, the achievement for completing the Digitopia. Now let's go to the Listo, as that is where the Hall of Heroes is located. Let's just make a save game. And yeah, I'm not going to cut this video in two for that. There's no need for it. I can just get there by the world map after all. Independence is, by the way, also featured in Luna's Father. The music, however, has been replaced. Now, let's see. Yes, here it is, the Hall of Heroes. As soon as you have your first representative, the place will open. And here we have all the representatives of the New Game Plus dungeons that I completed. There are 4 of them. The achievement as superhero is for completing all 4 New Game Plus side quests and therefore having all the 4 representatives of the Hall of Heroes. And of course you can speak to them for some nice bonuses. You won't have too much on that when it comes to gameplay. But it is nice to have a watch. Here I got a lot of arts to show. Wanna take a look? Well, basically, here you have all the artwork that was created either by Man of Steel, who was my graphics designer for this project, or by me myself, or by public domain artists. Yeah, Eric with the Y behind it is, of course, in his blue clothing. The Y stands for Yassatar, the god that is actually in it. Iravonia, who started the game as a kid, she too has some of her own sprites. I did sort them by race. That was basically for me just the easier way to go. The feelings is, of course, the Order of Onyx, Eldorus, Jericho, Kirana, Rondamo, and of course the big bad guy himself. Officially not a member of the Order of Onyx, but I sorted him there just for the cameos. Yes, you may have seen them in Independence during the night scene. The cop, the cowboy, the construction worker, the Native American, the biker, and of course the GI. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. That was an Easter egg. I wonder if you found it. I didn't mention it when it was on screen. But I already said where to look, so perhaps you can find it by now. Of course, the logo of the game. Oh, that one was removed. As Game Jolt is no longer supported by this game, but I guess it was still in some data files. It will likely be removed in the portrait of Lord Hard name. Yeah, the Fear and Furious variants were of course used when selecting the difficulty settings. The chapter names, of course, it's all there. Well, just have a look-see yourself if you ever get to play the game. I'm not going to show it all. This was, of course, Diane Foxy, who has the bestiary. All enemies that I have defeated are listed here. The Cobra, the Cyborg Captain, the Demonair, Doom Sweeper, it's all here. The Green Dragon, the Gremlin, the Highwayman, Hoodlum, Ignis, and of course their statistics. Only the bosses are there, they are hidden. I'm not quite sure why the Pact Ghost chose the bandit. Must be a bug somewhere. I will really have to sort that one out. Next, the jukebox. Just choose a tune, any tune. Perhaps some disco. Lastly, Ruby. She will name a random item and a place where you may find it and how much percent you have that this will be in one of the random treasure bags. And with that, I am going to close the video for the new game Ghost missions. There will be one more video with the medal bonus dungeons. So see you next time, same channel. Goodbye, my friends.